Okay. Hi, I'm Brad with remodel@kc.com, and today we're with Susan in her home, and we're going to ask her some questions. She's done a few remodels, so her opinion might be of great value to those of you who might not have had so much experience. So, Susan, how many remodels have you done in your home? And you've been here about 20 years?
Yes.
20. How many remodels have you done?
I believe 8.
8 different remodels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Over that period of time, have you used the same contractor each time?
No, we haven't. I think 6 or 7 contractors. Sometimes because of they're specific, and sometimes because I wasn't pleased with the last one.
Right. So you found a different contractor. How do you go about picking a contractor?
Well, that's part of the problem. I guess you have extra, more than one contractor. Word of mouth, maybe even an advertisement. It's by hook and by crook, it seems like.
So there's no foolproof method.
Not that we found.
Okay. And even though you've done 7 or 8 over 20 years, you're not really a professional contractor picker.
Not at all.
Right. So I would say you're above average as far as what people normally would come up against, because 8 over that amount of time is quite a bit. You know, it's quite a bit, and you seem to go at it with a good attitude. When you're working with someone in your neighborhood and you see them using a contractor, you approach that contractor. Have you ever done that?
I sure have. We've done that twice.
Okay.
As a matter of fact.
So thinking back about that, what kind of was your criteria for picking that contractor?
On the one I had for a bath remodel, I talked to the neighbor who was getting a kitchen remodel, and she was very pleased with their work ethic and how they cleaned up, and she felt that they, which is also an issue, they came every day and worked a full day, and she liked their work.
That matters.
Yes.
So kind of like just showing up matters, and in the economy that we have, someone that shows up every day makes a difference. We'll do another video talking about the mathematics of picking a contractor, because it's really easy to figure out which ones are going to show up every day and which ones aren't. In the interview, they kind of tell you that. Not exactly, but they tell you with their information. So in your experience, when you make a final payment to a contractor, when do you think you're going to see him next?
Well, there's always that optimistic hope that you'd see him again soon if something goes wrong or comes up. Realistically, once I write that last check, I figure I won't see him again.
Right.
Or maybe a phone call, but maybe never personally.
Okay, great. And we've talked about this some. You really feel like the relationship between you and your contractor and the job has a lot to do with money.
Yes, money, and actually there has to be a kind of a level of trust. I need to be able to believe him and what he says that it's going to happen and what's going to be done, and I guess he needs to make sure I've got a good check.
Yeah. Super. How important is planning to a remodeling project?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I would think anybody would have to have some planning. You wouldn't just on a whim one day do it. So I think you'd need to know basically what you want your end result, and how much it's going to cost to get to that end result, and go from there. It's like anything else. Set a goal and see your best and most efficient way of getting there.
And I think that's wise. So if you find that yourself and your spouse are maybe sitting down talking about putting in a new bathroom on Wednesday, if you're starting on Saturday, that's maybe too fast.
Yeah.
It's maybe too fast. Okay. Would it be worth it to use a general contractor over and over again, someone that you could hold accountable and rely that this person is practiced at starting projects and getting them executed week in, week out, even though that might cost a little more?
Oh, in the end, yes. I'd rather pay a little more up front, because in the long run, you sometimes have to do these things over.
And doing them over costs a lot more, doesn't it?
Right. And it's just irritating.
Sure it is. Well, our company, New Look Tile from Remodel at KC, has done a little work with you. What type of reference would you give our company?
Oh, I highly recommend you.
Because we come back.
You come back, you do good work. If there's an issue, you come back, which is truly, like I said, it's the best part. I've already written the check, and you still came back.
There you go. Thank you for both of those things. What would you say as just a piece of advice for young people who are just buying houses that are maybe older? And I want to let the viewers know that you were raised on a farm, and I think that makes a difference because farm people tend to do things from the ground up. But what type of advice would you give to a young couple who purchased a house and now there's things they want to change about those?
Well, the very first thing, if I was going to buy a house again, is you have to have an inspection anyway, but have more than just one inspection maybe. Maybe have spring for the money if you have to have an electrician go through your house, have a plumber, have somebody look at your roof, and make sure these things aren't going to cost you thousands of dollars 3 months after you move in. Then, after you get established and look around the house, then say, now, what's the most important thing I want? Oh, I hate this kitchen. And then I'd start with the kitchen, but I'm a caterer. So, but pick your priority of what you want done and how much money you have you can do it comfortably. You may not be able to get the granite or the highest end backsplash that you wanted, but get the best you can for how much money you have.
That's great advice. And of course, in another video that we offer on planning and execution, one of the 3 principles of remodeling is that you can only go as fast as you can afford. And that's kind of what you're saying, is that as you get older, you've worked a little longer and maybe you can afford some nicer things. But when you're young, you want all those things because
you do.
Because you do. Well, Susan, thank you for your time today, and I know that these folks that view this video will really appreciate what you've had to say.
You're welcome. Thank you.